Hey guys, it's Minkeyman. We are back, and as this wait for Neo Moco drags on, I know a lot of us are just hungry for new content. And from that hunger, a lot of different people have come out of the woodworks to suggest a bunch of different things for what Supercell should be adding to Moco. So I scoured the Discord and the Reddit and tried to find my favorite suggestions that people have created, and I'm just gonna be showing these off because I really think that these ideas deserve the attention. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it with a brand new weapon concept. And this one, in my opinion, was ridiculously well thought out. And that is the Verdant Lash. This thing basically works like a whip, where at the very end of that whip, you're going to be doing significantly more damage to the enemies. This is the exact type of weapon that values positioning. And in a top-down game like this, positioning is one of the core parts of the skill expression. And this one was made with the changes of Neo Moco in mind. So it also has a few other abilities. One of those is a heal that you get both passively and then also when you root enemies. You're probably already like, what the heck does that mean? Basically, once you dash, you leave a pile of vines behind you, and that's gonna root a few enemies for a little bit. This weakens the enemy, it makes them do a little bit less damage, and it allows you to suck some of their health out of them. This also plays into one of your gadgets where you can cause the enemies to stay rooted for longer. You also have something that blows enemies back, which synergizes really well with the attack because you can try to get them closer to that sweet spot where you do triple damage. And the last gadget for this weapon would allow you to throw the seed bomb on the whip, and that'll create a little poison ivy area, and within that area of effect, enemies will progressively take more and more damage as they stand in it. I just yapped about this weapon for so long. I mean, this is going to be a big part of the video, but I can't help myself, man. This is such a well thought out concept. It is exactly the type of gameplay that we should be rewarding given the way the game works. It's also a non-projectile weapon where you don't have to worry as much about staying close, which is definitely a nice change of pace because eating up damage from monsters is incredibly suboptimal in pretty much every part of the game. All right, hopefully people are still watching after me just gushing about this random stick. But up next, I gotta highlight this because the amount of interactions that this post got is genuinely bonkers. And that is this thread on bringing back the materials. It is very clear that this has a large amount of community support. This has basically exponentially more upvotes than any other suggestion that I've seen on this board. And it's because of the fact that it really adds more purpose to the specific monsters that you're slaying. The daily jobs and projects really feel more like a checklist than anything. And because of that, slaying monsters feels a little bit less purposeful. We would be able to use these materials to upgrade the different equipment in the game. And I really think it would make the grind of Moco feel a lot more in line with the actual method of obtaining your rewards. Instead of getting these boxes that throw you a few levels, it just doesn't feel that rewarding. Up next is a suggestion that really feels like it was tailor-made for me as somebody who loves the outfits in this game, and that is a log for all the cosmetics in the game. So it'd be quite nice if there was somewhere where you could actually view all the skins that have come out. Currently, you just kind of have to scour the internet to try to find images of things. Like, you can maybe ask somebody who has like a good collection if they own it already. And honestly, I just really want to make a tier list for all the cosmetics. So if they're able to do that, then I would be able to make one of those. If not on the game, put it on a website, because I think that'll also make them feel a little bit more collectible. Up next is a concept that is a little bit outdated because it's a passive, but this could really easily be reworked into a new weapon. And that is a perk that would give you strength after each enemy that you've killed. If you've ever played a game where you get a damage boost after killing something, it is really, really satisfying to chain that damage boost onto a bunch of different enemies. And I just know for a fact that you could create such a satisfying weapon using this concept. Like, obviously you have weapons in the game that kind of charge up, but this is a little bit different and one that I would find a lot more satisfying than the annoyance of having to charge up your speed shot. So yeah, that's just something to consider moving forward for a different weapon in the game. Okay, honestly, this was meant to be a pretty quick video, so I'm just gonna cover a few more smaller things that I think would overall improve the game that also don't take too much time to develop, because I'm not trying to give Supercell too much work. And those things are, you know, the ability to pin your own projects. So that way, if you want to grind towards a certain goal, you're able to just keep a constant log of that on your screen rather than always having to open up the map and then the project screen. I also really liked this idea for an event where at the very end of it, you get a weapon skin, but not an event that you have to pay for. This would be a free one. And that's really because I think the weapon skins in the game are some of the coolest cosmetics. They've only released a few of them and we already have so many heavy hitters. It really would make people want to grind the game if they were able to work for something like that. I know that they want to make money off of the cosmetics, but I promise you guys, if you give people a little hit of a nice skin, they'll be fiending for more. It seems kind of counterintuitive, but I really feel like that's how it works with these games. You don't want to be too stingy. Finally, is a pretty simple new boss concept. This would go inside of the corrupted sewers. It's one of the few corrupted worlds that has no new bosses compared to its counterpart. This guy would be oozing poison all the time and would be an absolute pain to fight, but I think that world needs more of a challenge, and I know this guy would be a great annoyance. And I also like the purple. I think it would go hard inside of the sewers. All right, guys, I think that's everything for today. We're about to hit the 1-year anniversary for Moco, and Jow just put out a post talking about an event and also some Neo Moco info. So if there's anything cool to cover, expect a video. Make sure to join Binkytalk if you play Moco, because I'm really trying to grow that group and there's not too many active groups out there. And with that, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching and see you guys next time.